Hello, I'm Hildra Tague. Come join me in my classroom life. Now this channel will have ideas, inspiration, and sometimes a bit of humor about teaching, and it's going to be from my 40 years of classroom teaching. As far as an audience, it'll be addressed to parents, teachers, grandparents, and anyone who's interested in the welfare of children. And probably the humor pieces would be enjoyed by even high school and college kids. The motto for this channel is, cheer them up when they need you, cheer them on when they don't. And today, it's time to get your grin on because we're going to do a humor piece. Of these my children, ballet parking. As a teacher, I'm always amazed that it's in the process of repeated tripping that we learn how to walk well. Likewise, the process of misusing words helps us learn how to communicate with ever-expanding vocabulary. I learned this from all the kids that I've taught over the many years. Students enter the classroom with their minds all full of what happened that morning at home. A young lady told me her sister was staying home. She may have strep throat. She didn't even get dressed. Then a boy complained as he walked in the house. My foot hurts. Can I take my shoes off so I can hurt better? Having entered the medical arena of discussion, another young scholar confirmed that today she was going to get a subscription for my eyeglasses. This morning had just begun, and I was wondering if maybe I should have been the one to stay home. In social studies, one boy was so proud to share that his mom had been all the way to Paris, France. I'm sure his parents would be glad to know that he's learning about other countries. And next week we're even going to study Paris, France. Another day we learned about rivers in America. And an astute young girl found the Hudson River on the map of New York. I wonder what river the wives use. Next time I see a map of New York, I plan to point out the Hudson River to her again. Then when we were learning about water and farmlands, one kid wondered, why in the world did they irrigate copse? So it was time to write copse and crops on the board and have a mini lesson in phonics. Well, lunchtime gives us a chance to take a break from schoolwork. But I don't get to take a break from teaching, ever. A gal told me her mom was getting home from the hospital soon. She had to have her cobblestones out. For some reason, I choked on my sandwich before launching into teacher mode about gallstones. But this one made me have a hard time teaching after lunch. A small child explained how her mom's work was a fancy place. They even had ballet parking. And then she wanted to know if that meant that all the people had to point their toes when they parked. And I bet she thought teaching was easy. Two guys were talking cars. One was telling about his uncle's car and how it got stuck. It couldn't go forward or back, either one. The next day we made trees with small words which could be hidden inside of larger words, like for and forward and back and backward. Math is one of the most confusing ever, even before the actual work starts. At least that's what the kids tell me. A kid called out anxiously during a test saying, "I'm trying to do what it says, but the numbers, it's really hard to write those numbers upside down." The instructions had said to write them in columns up and down. But another young scholar made my day when he got his test. He beamed. "I love this job." He must have paid attention that morning when we talked about attitude making all the difference in your day. As the students were leaving for the weekend, a girl had a big grin on her face as she shared, "My aunt's going to take me to see Salvations tomorrow. 101 Salvations." I was glad I had a picture handy of the Dalmatians book just to clear that up a little. Knowing that she attended church, though, I left her soul to the Sunday school teacher and her parents. Now that the subject of movies had come up, another gal said she was planning on watching Pippi Longstocking this weekend as her treat. I wonder if she'll wear pigtails like Pippi Longstocking did. A young man was delving into his pre-algebra and after-school tutoring, and he decided to add a little drama to his work. He sang out, "And now he subtracts with the greatest of ease, that daring young math man who's aiming to please." Then he did a silly little grin and sat down and did his work. Obviously, this lad had spent some time in my class where we put high value on motivation, music and ditties to help remember things, and finding some kind of joy in your work. A little joy is always good when it's sprinkled on your homework. The next tutoring student was wrestling with his geometry book and wanted to know the difference between coronary and corollary. For a moment, I held my heart and diverted away from math so I wouldn't have a coronary. And then I spoke of postulates and corollaries and other words like geometry likes. As I relaxed with my after-school snack, I mused what I might do for the weekend. I wondered if we could go out to eat at that great seafood place. They might even have ballet parking. It's so much fun to listen to the students. I might take this moment to remind you to subscribe so we can have some other times like this together. And you probably noticed I have a mask, and yes, I wear it anytime I'm out because I'm doing this in the year of the pandemic, 2020. And Thanksgiving is just now over, but I want to remind us all that there are things to be thankful for even in a hard year. With bits of Thanksgiving still in the fridge and this year racing up on the ridge, we're going full speed. We're rounding the bend. This year is surely almost at an end. So sit right down. Think of all you hold dear. Clue your friends in on your recent year. You could do it on Zoom. You could do it on the phone. You can take a walk in the park. But don't forget to find a way to give thanks for what you have in this year that's still good. Well, it's time to go. Till the next time, shine those kids until they learn how to shine themselves. See you next time.